Bullet time is a stylistic way of showing that you're in a constructed reality, but I think it's the byproduct of the directors observing the controls coming into place, and then they ask the right question at the right time. You always know that you're doing something that is groundbreaking. If someone asks something that you go, maybe, everything begins with a simulation. All the computer simulation information is the basis of a timing sequence. Each camera has a specific moment in time to fire a frame of film. All that is taking into account the net effect, the total effect of the move. That is a camera coming up to speed, moving at a speed, and coming off a speed. Particular rig, there are 120 cameras and 2 motion picture cameras set up. The rig that we've made can be configured into any shape that you want. The shapes are basically what we compose in our simulations. It can do S-curves, it can do arcs, it can do spirals, it can do anything you want. It arcs, it can do S-curves, it can do arcs, it can do S-curves, it can do spirals, it can do anything you want. It's an erector set. S-curves, it can do the heights of the cameras, where they're pointing at, also from the same simulation. I can choose at will any elapsed real-world time to photograph. That is, if I have a guy falling over, I can choose to capture the whole event in the time that it takes to go around the circle. I could choose to capture only a very brief moment, and that is how we determine what frame rate the cameras eventually wind up. I could shoot the same exact stunt several times over, creating a simulation of 100 frames per second, 500 frames a second, 2,000 frames a second, all with the same camera moving at the same speed and time. I could go forwards in motion with the camera and forwards in time with the event, but then I could also choose to stop the camera abruptly, start moving backwards against itself while the action continues to move forward. I can shoot the move coming from both sides at the same time, crisscrossing over and ending. I can shoot waves, cycles of film that crisscross like waves over the middle. I also choose to stop the camera abruptly, start moving backwards against itself, that crisscross like waves over the middle while the action continues to move forward. I can shoot the move coming from both sides at the same time, crisscrossing over. So choose to stop the camera abruptly, start moving backwards against itself while that crisscross like waves over the middle. We're talking about cameras that are now broken from the subject matter, that are virtual. So that's the next phase. That's what computers have introduced into cinematography.